It's everything that I could ever dream of or imagine. Like, it's just beautiful. I don't, and that's where I think with patterns, you can know that your pattern's broken.
Because you embrace it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not so much a duality. It's like, oh, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. It really is all good.
A challenge is just an opportunity to grow.
Oh my God, so true. Pascal, you're so wise. I got to just say what I felt this morning, what you just said now. What came to me this morning is that, okay, this is what I'm going to share because this is powerful. So I said to myself, I may end in failure, but I will not live in fear. That's it. Like, okay. And then what I love also, what came to me is this. What came to me this morning is, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done that one for a long time.
Isn't it just powerful? So,
yeah.
Like, when I let go of that energy, that I knew what it wasn't mine to keep, to keep. I had to. I actually said, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And let it off and release it now. Let it go. And I'm telling you, it's gone. That's the power of your, not like knowing that, oh God, it's so good. It's just so good.
Yeah, and do it in front of a mirror. It's even more powerful.
Oh, it's even more powerful. Yeah. With the writing also, writing it down and letting it just see it on paper. It's like, yeah. Great. I don't know. It's just brings everything to.
Yeah, it's an intense feeling, that's for sure.
It is. It really is. Yeah. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. Just a lot of things are opening up that, that I'm very grateful for. Yeah. Yeah. And I think everyone on this course felt like is going through this more or less the same process of going when you go within and you start really questioning things, Yeah. I heard this thing about change, I've always said change is very, very, very important, but not everybody likes to change, and that's okay. But now I understand the beauty of change, how important it really is. Yeah. And to see the change, so to witness it like from the time of whenever and the time now, you go, wow. But I think it's just a different level of consciousness because we're just going through levels of consciousness. And that's why what I love about being where I am now is that I can really have that and to let people just be themselves, meet them where they are. There's no, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to give that. And through your level of understanding of where you are, you give them inspiration because you make them feel good. That's what inspiration is. It makes a person feel good. Because when you make somebody feel good, they just automatically want to do better. it's like, it's a beautiful thing to witness. Yeah, I'm just saying, it's just like, it's a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, to uplift
But
people.
yeah, to tell somebody you got this, or I, you know, just, yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful thing.
Inspiration in spirit.
Yeah, in spirit. Oh, Joe, that's so beautiful, and it is.
That's when God's flowing through you.
What you say?
That's when God's flowing through us, when we're in
Yeah.
spirit, inspiration.
Wow, that's beautiful. I'm so happy you shared that. That nailed it. That's it. Wow, that's it. Isn't that just divine? It's freaking divine. That's it. Wow.
It's spirit in our heart.
Is that me or?
Well, mine can be loud, but I don't think this is me. It's more like a wind noise.
So that wasn't me. So I'll put my mic on again. Yeah. Oh, I love that. In spirit, inspiration in spirit. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
So working inside of truth,
Mm-hmm.
and what do people want then? What do they want in the truths? So a part of inspiration, inspiring, it's like we can just explore what people want.
Yeah.
Working inside of a time and space, and it's like, oh, when we have, and when I talk about people, I'm also talking about us.
Yes. Of course. That's right.
Yeah, of course. Like the stuff. Yeah.
So what truths do you guys work with of what people want, desire, need?
Love.
So it's part of that inspiration that we help them, we give them.
Yeah. Love. Love,
Mm.
love, love. Love to be. Allowing people to choose their own will. Giving them that space, allowing them to know they can choose. And it's not for you to tell them.
I think people want connection, community.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
They want to move forward. They want to create. They want to get past the shit that's holding them back, you know, and do what they came to do.
Yes.
Well, that's me. I can talk for what I want.
No,
you know?
that I agree. I
Yeah.
choose that. I totally agree with that. That is so resonating. It's so spot on. That is so true. Oh,
People want to be free,
understood.
but they're not willing to do the work.
Oh, that is true. That's another thing. That's it. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
We talked a little bit about it earlier, that people want to belong,
Yes. Yes.
yet afraid to put ourselves out there.
Yes. Feel safe. Also, that's it. It's a strange one, but it's the truth. Want to feel safe.
Mm.
Like it's safe to have, it's safe to ask. You know?
Acceptance,
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
being opened, being welcomed with
Mm.
open arms.
Yes. Oh, this feels so good. Yes. Oh
Being loved and afraid to love.
no. Yes. Oh.
People wants to be valued.
Mm. Yes.
Believe in himself more and more every day.
Mm.
Believe in their dreams. Poke that fire and reawaken what's been extinguished.
Yeah. Oh.
People wants to be healthy.
Mm.
Happy, healthy, wealthy.
Yes.
That could be wealthy with funds, could be wealthy with love.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the difference between being rich and being wealthy.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah, you can accumulate all the material in the world and be
Mhm.
labeled as rich, but
Mm.
has no health.
Yes.
No family.
No family.
Oh God. Yeah. Oh.
No friends.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Empty. Empty on the inside.
Yeah.
Oh. Worst. The worst.
Well, then you can flip that and look at people like Tesla, who wanted that. He didn't want people around him, and then took it the other way. He found that connection. He realized he was never alone because the universe dwelled within him. So that's it. You can be rich and wealthy, but not having that inner connection, that inner bliss, that inner joy. And that's the real wealth, innit?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Hi
different for
guys.
everyone.
Morning.
Yes,
It
and
looks so
right?
beautiful. Oh my God. Somebody sold it.
Now, when they just did construction here last year, I think they covered them up or did it.
Yeah,
Oh my
everybody has a
God.
different
Oh my
definition of.
God. Oh my God. This is a.
Sorry, Nikki. I muted you, but I think you wanted to talk to us.
Oh, I apologize. No, these are the landscapers I was talking to you about. Yeah, yeah. I'm showing them you. These are the guys. So look at the flowers, and they have this. They had a hose, but what happened? There was construction, and they covered it. So now they have to dig it up to see where the hose is, that they can, give the water to the plants. Can you cope? Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract anything. Oh,
You're
sorry
fine.
about
All
that.
good. All good. All good. You're gathering with others. Not a big deal. He wanted to share his problem for the day. He wanted to be heard. My frustration. Somebody hear me.
Yeah.
somebody appreciate what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what's your word for the day? And our warm up doesn't have to be connected to that. It's just, we just enjoyed our warm up.
Hmm. So my word for the day, it's been like just, it hasn't left me. So I know this is maybe, no, I know this is my word for the day. It's expansion. Yeah. Expansion. To expand and to have and to enjoy. So that's my word for the day.
And you've demonstrated that in expanding, belonging, sharing, listening, releasing energies, things, beliefs that aren't serving you, that aren't there, that are keeping the expansion from happening. There's the word.
Yeah. I think it's so important to say that this morning when I said this to myself, and I really, I have mentioned this before, but it's just been a real like ground anchoring that I am very thankful now, because I don't need to protect. There's no need to be in a bubble of just holding back, because I now know my energy. And I also said this morning, if something that doesn't line up to my energy, that is uplifting, encouraging, like this, just being kind, and thoughtful, and everything that I choose to want to be around. If it's not going to be like that, then it needs to go. I do not tolerate it anymore. I came to that, and I just feel that I wanted to say that, because we're talking about energy, and it's just like finally I can say to myself this, and it's very important to verbalize this. And I thank you for the opportunity, because this is an act of courage here, but it's a beautiful thing to be able to witness, to say to yourself in your heart that there's no more tolerance, and I don't need to tolerate that anymore. I forgive myself that I tolerated that, because I only did what I knew, and I allowed it what I had to allow, but now I don't tolerate it. And it's just beautiful to witness that. It's nothing aggressively or being, outcast, but that's what I really have embodied this. And it's just beautiful. Because my time and where I spend my time has always been valuable, because I say time is money. And where I place my value is where I choose, And so to just witness this call this morning and having Pascal, Joe, and you here, it's just a profound understanding of how far I've come and where I'm going. Because it's just going to get better from here. It's just going to get better. And I cannot thank you enough for the input and for the time that everybody comes on this call. It's profound. It's life-changing. It's really life-changing. Because what I've experienced in this couple of months, my God, it's confirmed my whole life. It's literally confirmed my whole life. It's giving me meaning. And it's very inspiring. Very inspiring. And only God knows how I choose for that. Yeah. So thank you for the encouragement, and most importantly, for being inspirational, you know, inspiring me to be me. Yeah, it's just amazing. So thank you.
Well, I'll speak for myself, but when I show up to these calls is no effort whatsoever.
It's no effort. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm,
I'm not forced. I can
yeah.
do other things,
Mm, mm, mm.
but I'm
Yes.
called to be on these calls.
Oh God, it's so good. Thank you.
There's
Yes.
always something for me. When I listen to
Mhm.
something and then that doesn't resonate with me, then like I shut off the podcast. But then like sometimes like just listen a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. And if there's
Mhm.
nothing, then there's nothing. And then like I
Mhm.
shut it off. But then sometime like just like 5 more minutes and I'm like, this is the nugget I was looking for.
Mhm.
So I listen purposely. Purposely. I can't even pronounce that word. With purpose.
Wow. Beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah.
That feels like that's your word, listening with purpose.
Listen with purpose, yes.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I think that ties in with what we were speaking earlier with what people want. And I think people want to be heard. And when they're
Yeah.
heard, they feel belong. They feel belonging. We gather, feel free to express spirit, our truth. And that is free of judgment, of blame, contempt.
Yeah. It must
And the
be, that
best.
must be, yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, Nikki.
No, it's just, there's a lot of noise. I can't hear you. I've heard a little bit. There's a lot of background noise. It must be
Gotcha.
Joe. Can you mute
Actually,
him?
it's yeah, I got it. It was yeah. It's Pascal was picking up a trash can there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's all right.
So yeah,
Thanks
I heard
for
a
that.
little bit of, I heard a little bit. So listening with purpose is Pascal's word. Yeah.
Yeah,
And to
yeah.
be heard. Yeah, to be heard.
Ian.
Yeah.
Ian. Hi, Ian.
Hey, Ian.
Not
Hi,
quite
Ian.
connected yet. There
Oh,
it is.
okay.
Hi, Ian. Welcome.
Hi, Ian.
Hi.
Hi,
Your
Ian.
brother.
Welcome, welcome.
Hi. Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Nikki was just sharing her. Oh, Nikki, go. Oh, Pascal just shared listening with purpose. It's part of his word, his demonstration today. Nikki was expanding, expansion.
Mhm.
And it's in this space of what do we want? What do others want? They are the same.
Mhm. Yes.
And it is, I think, in being heard, as Pascal said, encouraging, inspiring, as I heard Joe,
Yes.
expanding. All of those expand, they grow, they're yes ands.
Oh, so good.
Giving space for the heart, for the truth.
Win-win. It's like a win-win.
Win-win, yeah.
It's it feels like we're the winning team. Like that's what it feels like. You know, I just love being in a team. When I play sport, I like a lot of sports, tennis, golf. I like it all. But there's nothing but that I really do. But I love team players that play in a team. You know,
Win-win.
there's something
yeah.
about it. Yeah, it's a win-win. Yeah.
Teamwork
Playing,
makes the dream work.
yeah, plain life. So listening to others, expanding, inspiration from Joe.
Beautiful.
There, I think on purpose, with purpose of that purpose of pulling out the genius,
Yes.
inviting the genius, creating space for the genius to feel safe to come out,
Yeah.
safe to play.
Yes. And like Craig said yesterday, or the day before yesterday, when we were talking about, you know, the abundance of feeling good and there's more of that. That's more of it. And that's what really is, yeah, it's very true. Because you always feel that when you have this vibrating, feeling good, and things are just coming to you, and you can act on it, and it's easy, and then some days it's hard, but when it does come, and it is easy, and there is joy, and there is goodness of being a creator, and acknowledging that, and then having to know that there's more of this, there's more, and it's okay to want to more, choose more, because this is what we're choosing. Is to feel good, And the foreboding is when you have those feelings of, oh, it's going to be taken away. And that's what people don't want to experience, that because they've been let down or they've been hurt so badly that they choose not to go there, but they're actually in a fear. But when you have that, knowing that you can love and you can be in your heart and just say, this is the norm. This is how you should be feeling. You know, this is how you should be feeling. And I can remember, and I say this because it's a remembering. It's going back and understanding where it's coming from. And when I felt really good, when I did want to feel good, my mother didn't allow it. She didn't allow it. And she, you know, said, you better just come back to earth, yeah? Because she used to call me like to, you know, whatever her words were, I don't want to go there. But it was like, yeah, you need to come back. Just, you know, get back to reality kind of thing. And that's the thing with, you know, imagining and coming into imagination and everything like that. It's just, yeah. And now I get to just, yeah, imagine it again, being it again, living it again, and bring around other people that want it too, you know. It's such a blessing. It's such a blessing.
Yo, guys, big blessings and love to you all. All right, I'm off, but I'll see you soon. Okay, guys.
Bye, Joe.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
guys,
See you,
big
Joe.
love. I'm stuck in the gym now. All right, so peace out. See you in a bit.
Peace
Bye,
out.
Joe.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Does that make sense? It makes sense, right? You understand? You understand, right?
Mhm. Yes, yes, thank you.
It's like really experiencing a really good meal, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's experienced it yesterday was people, it's we can say, oh, it's going really good right now, and it's like I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop.
Drop. Exactly.
It's like waiting.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to turn bad. It's like, yes, it
Yeah.
will.
Right?
It's
That's it.
the,
That's
the
exactly
challenge is how are you going to deal with it? It's like
Mm.
it's we're and it's a practice, man. It's a practice. It goes
It's a
up and down.
practice.
It swings
Yeah.
every moment of every
Yeah.
day. And we've been practiced, conditioned to be afraid, fearful, and
Yeah.
scared,
Yeah.
reserved, hidden,
Yeah.
running
Yeah.
away from, and we're just training, conditioning ourselves to open up and allow and be there
Yeah.
for whatever comes our way.
Exactly.
Yes to the
My God.
experience. So that
Yes. And that's it. So that's what they said, when you feel good, you know, be happy. When you're happy, when sad, you're sad. There's nothing different. It's not, there's nothing bad or good of it. It's emotional needing. And I
yeah,
think that's so beautiful, you know, even with boys, you know, they grow up and told not to cry and to swallow everything and to suck it up and all that. And I witnessed this with my son. It's such a beautiful thing to witness because, you know, he has a heart. He
Yeah,
has a heart. No,
ride the
honestly.
wave. Ride the wave. Don't try to stop the water.
Yeah. Say that again. What was that?
I said ride the wave.
Ride the
Don't-
wave.
Don't try to stop the water.
Don't stop the water. So let it flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So go with your emotion, you know, like you said, like if you feel happy, feel happy. If you feel sad, feel
Yes.
sad.
Oh my God. Isn't that just a privilege that you can
Instead, then
feel
like,
that you can, yeah. Not
oh, I'm
allowing.
sad,
Not
but
allowing.
I'm gonna feel happy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So that's stopping the water, stopping the flow.
Oh, I love that, Pascal. Oh, I'm going to take that today. I'm going to take that today. Oh, so good. I love that.
This actually, can you hear me?
mhm.
I've got-
Yeah.
This actually
So
adds into what I was going to say. The past 2 days, I've been feeling like, not negative emotions, but I've been feeling like old emotions come up, lower emotions. And I haven't made it wrong. I've actually been feeling it. And yeah, I haven't been falling into the emotions. I've been more observing it more. And I haven't been usually I really fall into it, but I haven't been falling into it. And I've just been allowing myself to feel it.
So good. So good, Ian. Yes.
It's all stuff
Oh,
coming up
it's,
to express.
yeah.
You know, like when I was younger,
So
I just
brave.
felt it's coming up now to be felt. I just haven't been
Is it-
falling into it like I used to. I used to really like fall into it. Like
Yeah.
I've been feeling this like deep
Yeah.
loneliness and sadness coming up the last few days, but
Oh,
I've just been observing it and not falling into it. It's been nice.
Yeah.
it's really inner healing. And I think what we talk about, people say we adults, but we're children in adults' bodies. And that's most people when we go through life, you know, because it was suppressed. It was so many things that we couldn't express. It was so many rules that I had to follow. So I understand when people come in there later in their lives and then they start waking and start realizing, oh, that wasn't really like what, you know, this and that, what you thought about whatever about the person that was in authority, that they're just people with their own agenda, with their own, you know, with their own issues, you know, and with their own imperfectness, and then you realize, wow, you know, yeah. I mean, yeah. I just want to just bring out something about my eldest sister's eldest son got married in New Zealand. Beautiful wedding. I couldn't attend. Doesn't matter. It was unfortunate. But I got the pictures. But my 3 elder sisters were there. And having to send pictures and seeing them together in a hot tub and having to walk together with my second elder sister, well, all of them were pretty healthy. Thank God. I'm so happy about that. But they're doing their walks and they're showing me the beautiful, lands. New Zealand's absolutely beautiful. Where she lives, it's Raglan. It's right on literally it's on the water. She's got the ocean right there. It's just beautiful. But what I loved about it is seeing them as sisters, but seeing them as mothers, but then seeing my sister when she got married, it was a very big deal for me, my elder sister, because I was her bridesmaid. And to see her and her son, yeah, oh my God, be married to this magnificent, beautiful woman called Michaela. It was just like, wow, what a full circle,
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I brought that up, but that's why I brought it up. It was just memory of just, the blessings, that things can be different when we choose them,
Yeah.
Yeah, because how we grew up was very, like, the history. It's very dysfunctional. We should all have been in some sort of hospital by now, some mental hospital. I'm serious. I'm not joking. And it's amazing to see all my sisters. They just flourishing and so independent, so strong, and beautiful children and beautiful homes and living their life. And it's really, and I just like really honored that. I honored them and said thank you. It's so lovely to see all of you together like that. Yeah. It's really beautiful. Yeah. I had somebody walk past me, a very nice, attractive girl. She's smiling at me. I thought, wow, is that nice? I smile back. It's like, you see these people, they got this sour face, and then you just give them a smile, and then you go, okay, and then they smile, and then the next day they smile back at you. It's like so funny. They all want to smile, but they're all holding back. It's so funny because I do this walk every day and I see most of the people. So I give them a smile. They're like, ugh. Okay. And then you realize I realize my thought, am I judging them, positively judging them? And they go, no, because you can. You go, oh, what's their problem? But later on, you realize they're the sweetest, kindest, gentlest, funny people you've ever met. And that's the assumptions of what you think about people, I just thought of it.
It is. And what we think about ourselves, right?
Yes, exactly.
When a very similar situation, back to Ian, when a very similar situation shows up, the tendency, the automatic, is to go a certain direction, and then when we stop that, not easy to be aware of that, but it's like then things begin to change. And it's, man, it's, slowly, then it's like, oh, then we're open to the next lesson where we were supposed to learn, and just, slowly building up that new patterns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
And, I think part of it, right, is like people think that it can't be that easy.
yeah, yeah.
Life's supposed to be hard. What if I want it? It's got to be hard work. And it's like, well, I
Yeah.
think we've all put in our hard work. We've already all put in our hard work.
Oh my God. Yeah. I want
think for
easy
me-
fun.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Quentin.
I was gonna say, I think I've realized, like, I always want to feel high vibe, positive emotions, but you have to feel both. You have to feel the negative emotions
You have
too.
to. Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, I can't just want to be high vibe all the time. If stuff comes up, I
No.
feel it. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Just don't fall into it. Just observe
Yeah.
it. And know it's past. It's nothing
Oh.
to do with it now. You know.
Yeah, that's it, hey?
Such
Ooh.
wisdom in that. Mm.
That's so much wisdom. So much wisdom. Oh, I love that. Yes.
That's what I've learned the past week.
So
Yeah.
the observer observes the obvious. Huh. As you observe, you're observing yourself. It's beautiful.
Like
And then
I've been
everything
feeling-
around you. Huh? Susie,
Oh, sorry.
what?
I was just
What
gonna
was that?
say, like I've been feeling like the last 2 days, I've been feeling this really like loneliness. But my inner child that's a bit lonely, is not the adult me, it's the stuff that I've suppressed. So I need to feel it out.
Mhm.
Just coming up to allow more light in, because once I felt them, it's got more light gonna come in. So like shining a shadow on the
Wow.
expects, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good when we can give it space, then we can find out what it needs, the nourishment. What is the nourishment? And that is letting go of it. And it doesn't mean that it'll always, like it'll be gone forever. It just means that it's changed. It's let go of what was there. It's grown. It's expanded. It's like that inner child can't grow up almost past that experience. It's almost like it's trapped there, and it just wants to keep playing it again and again.
Yeah, that's it. That's where our focus, that's where the focus comes into, of realizing that was what it was, and you can look at it and acknowledge it and say sorry for whatever it's worth. Like, say sorry to the child that you had to go through that, because you did go through it. There's no question. But then you have to come into this now space and say, okay, I'm safe and I'm the creator here and I get to choose. Yeah, it's like allowing to basically let that go. Because that's the real shift of being who you're choosing to be.
Yes.
But it's a process. It really is a process. You can't just overnight just change. It's not like you people go on a health kick and they go, they've abused their bodies maybe for 40 years and they want one day they want to see results. 1 week they want to see results. It's taken 40 years. It's taken you 40 years. So what do you think it's going to do? Like overnight? No. So this is where it's basically, it's taking on new structure, the new mindset.
Very interesting. It's like, so I use you as an example, right? People will look at you if people wanted to change, they wanted to become healthy, they would look at you and say, "Oh, Nikki, it's so easy for you."
Yeah, exactly. That's what
I
they
want it
tell
to be
me.
that, I want it to be that easy. And it's like, what's
No.
missing is that they
Mm-mm.
aren't aware of all the choices that you've made along the way. That yes, it
Oh,
is easy
yeah.
now, but
Oh, yeah.
they miss that
Oh,
part.
yeah, they missed that part. Yeah. It's like that post that you sent on our Facebook page about the winners, the first, second, and third.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And see
Yes.
how long and disciplined and obedience and consistency and how many failures and mistakes they made on the way, but they kept going, you know.
Yeah.
Keep going and letting go, keep going and letting go, keep going and letting go, because you have to pick yourself up, and it's not an
Yeah.
easy thing, and it's a constantly, but through that the character is built, and I rather have character.
Than a trophy.
Yeah.
I love that contrast. That, I mean, even though it is like when I can set in that contrast, and it's like, oh, what information do I need to know?
Yes, I love that.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, it's not flowing. It's like, okay, something's off. If it's not flowing, something's like, it's supposed to flow, right? It's just supposed to. If it's not, then what's off. What do I
Yeah.
need to know? What do I need to improve? What do I need to learn?
Yeah.
As I speak that, I can think of it like, it's like, oh, well, there you go, Jess. Take your own advice, right?
Yeah.
Duh.
That's good.
You can keep struggling with it if you want.
Oh God. Yeah. So
But it
good.
is so easy for other people that already have it.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
laugh. That was nice. I like laughter.
Yeah, I do too. Especially when I can laugh at myself. Couldn't do that for long. Still hard to do. Especially if someone else points out my mistake. That's a tough one. But that's just a child that's there that I fought to prove myself. My wife pushed that button a couple of days ago, and the blame game dominoes fell all apart.
I think I'm the opposite. Like, I would rather someone be honest with me, because if people aren't going to be honest with me, how am I going to learn? I'd rather someone be honest with me than try and cover up and be all nice. Not that I'd like in a mean way, like, but I'd rather someone be honest with me, because I'm not going to learn otherwise. I respect honesty, so I'd rather someone face me and whatever, you know. That's me personally.
Yeah. I would too, and it's like, it's not like no big deal. It's just my reaction to it was, oh, it was just wasn't.
Yeah.
It was the feedback that I didn't like, nor did she. She
Yeah.
didn't like it either. But all I did was like,
Mm.
I'm sharing, like, this is what it felt like to me. It felt like I was getting attacked with it, and it was like that. It's just my pattern, just my pattern. I'm
Yes,
sharing
it's
it.
nothing. Yeah, it's nothing personal. It's so true. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so true. Yeah,
And
yeah.
You know,
she,
that's the main thing. You notice the pattern, you noticed it first, you know.
yeah,
That's the main
yeah,
thing.
that's right.
Most people wouldn't know just from reacting.
That's right.
Yeah, but there's also most people, in the sense of generally speaking, they're always just poking you on what they can poke on what you were, and remind you of your mistake, or remind you of what you did wrong. And it's just a self-reflection of, you know, trying to be superior because I'm bigger, I'm better, and you less. It's basically, that's what it is. It's just it's like you know, I'm going to tell you because I know now. I'm right, you know, and it's so ego. It's like it's so obvious. Like you see it so clearly. Constructive criticism, I totally accept because I know it's uncomfortable. When it's uncomfortable, I know that that's something that I need to work within. Just like vulnerability that I've been practicing and realizing that, you know, yeah, that is something I have to practice because it's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable, right? And that's when you know, that's when developing of improving in that area. But when somebody's just coming and they actually are coming to maliciously attack you, I mean, mean spirit. They are mean spirit people. I mean, we live in a reality world here. There is evil. I mean, I don't tap into it, but that is what it is. When I confront that, I go, no, not today. Yeah, not today. Today, you need to turn around and come back into the apartment, come back into the house, or come back into work, come back into the studio, come back, but you don't come back to that energy. That's it. Because that's when you tell that person, no, it's a no. Because that's what I meant by tolerating, because you can tolerate it, abuse, because you love the person. And that's the difficult part. When you love somebody so badly that you will take on the abuse, because you say, oh, well, you know, but no, that is not love. And that's not
Or
accepted.
I was after that. I used to be like that, but I love that. Like, for example, with my sister, I'm gonna give her an example. I experienced that, but now I do love her, but I love myself more now. So that's
Yeah.
the switch. Like you love that person, but you have to love yourself. If you love yourself more, you won't allow it.
Yes. Oh, thank God. Because that's a revelation. That is really a boundary that you can also set, and knowing that, you know, and that's it's just a very how you want to be treated, you know, how you want to be treated. And that's how I feel.
We train people how to treat.
Yeah. And that's the thing when I think when one really treats yourself, like when you say love yourself more, then you can be able to love and have compassion for another person, because you won't need to jump the gun, you know, you won't be so triggered. Because what they say trigger is when you are loaded, but then now they come to say, there's another saying that's come now says, well, mastering is not being triggered, it's just overcoming it. So it's a contradiction, I think, a little bit what's going on with those two questions, because it was told that, you know, you loaded, you triggered. And then now it's come out where, you know, if you triggered, your mastering is, yeah. Yeah. And then I go, okay. So I'm working on those two things, but I understand now that, yeah, you can be triggered, but that's why it's so important to pause. You know, to pause.
Take a breath before you
Take a breath, like really honestly. And it's a practice that here, it's a practice. But you're gonna pause. Because you can feel it in your body. Immediately you feel it in your body. Like it's a defense. Like, oh my God. It's like, and then you go, no, wait. And just like Pascal said, just wait a little longer, 5 more minutes, just wait. And I promise it passes, It passes, and you can gather yourself and you can have your respect. because you've been disrespected at that moment. And that's when I feel everybody should be respected. Everybody. And when you get disrespected, that's when you go, okay. You know, no. So it's a really, really significant, very, very important. Yeah, it's just very important. Because even if the person is the betrayer and it comes to you and you react to that, you're the one that feels bad. You walk around with that the whole time and think, oh, like, you know, I could have said that, I could have done that, I should have done this. And you question, and then it's this whole, back into that whole rat race, you know, on a hamster wheel. It's horrible. Yeah, that's a practice. It's a practice. Mm. I just feel that when you're in your heart, it's so much more in your heart.
It's so
And to
good
be able to feel. To feel.
to notice that welling up, to notice that, you know, whether it's anger, or usually it's anger is the one that I can't, you know, like in the moment, it's like being able to see that one and pause that response. Man, that is so powerful.
Yeah.
I think
I'm just gonna have coffee with wife for a minute. We're gonna sit down
Okay.
and just so, but I'll be listening. So
okay.
Guys have fun. I'll be back.
Okay. Okay, very good. Enjoy
enjoy.
your coffee. No, you stay here. Where are you going?
I was
Are you
gonna
going?
say, oh no, I was just gonna say,
Yes.
for me personally,
Yeah.
I think I feel the change has been when I get triggered, I don't blame the other person anymore. I look at myself and think, what is it in me
Oh
that
God, Ian.
and then I go with it.
You
Like
are
the other
just
day, I was talking to my sister. We don't really speak, but I spoke to her because I do want to try and mend the relationship. As I can see it's not her, she's just hurt. So I want to try and mend the relationship. I was talking to her and she said to me, I wouldn't care if mum died and I wouldn't be going to a funeral. And usually I would have reacted, but I just took a breath when I was just like, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel, that's okay. And I just breathed. Usually I would have been like, how dare you say that about mum? That's not
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Isn't that powerful? Oh my God, I hear that, hey? I hear that because I was very much I used to just like, with my third oldest sister, you know, I did that with her. And she used to say the bizarre things and it just got to me. I go, you can't do that. And I would stand there like literally in her face, like, how dare you, and blah, blah. And then the one, like just a couple of years ago or something, we were talking and she's opened up to me so incredibly that it's just been so amazing because it was much of a, you know, and she like said, oh yeah. I said, yeah, like that's how you feel. I'm sorry you went through that, you know. And it's honestly like really she could feel the genuine, like she's, oh my God, Nikki. It's like the first time you've ever said that to me. Like the first time you've ever, like in my whole life growing up with you. I said, yeah, but I was also surviving, hey? I was survive mode. It was just, I just didn't know. Now I know. And now we can have this, you know, understanding. And it's so beautiful because, you know what I mean? It's just beautiful to have that understanding that you can give to somebody and then they can look at you and go, yeah, Nikki. And you can feel it, you know, Ian, you feel it. Like you feel her opening up. You feel her like it's landed, you know. And now we talk like a whole different dialect. We talk a whole different way of talking. It's a beautiful, so beautiful. but it's coming from a fixed fixed orientation, fixing, trying to fix somebody, tell them what they need to feel and think. And that's what she had her whole life. People telling her how to feel and how she needs to think. And yeah, it's very true, hey? It can change the whole dynamic of a relationship just by
Yeah, I can see
somebody to
it's
feel.
different personal. She's just
Allow somebody
there's a
to feel
little
their
girl
feelings.
inside there, so,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, and not telling somebody how to feel, for God's sake. Can you cut? But I think that's what happened when you, as a child, you get told, you can't feel. You can't feel sad. Don't feel sad. Wipe your tears. So, I mean, are you kidding me? I just fell. I just raised my knee or fall off my bicycle, broke my ankle. I mean, come on now. Like, you know what I mean? It's like this. But
I
that's the
think
thing.
more
It's like,
than
yeah.
that was meant to get told that if boys can't cry. Like I used to get told that.
Oh,
Boy, don't cry. Don't do
yeah,
this.
yeah,
Don't play with dolls. You're a boy.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah. And you know what came to me yesterday or this week came to me. This whole masculine feminine that we both have. We both have it. But it's because we've been programmed the role of what a boy needs to be and what a girl needs to be. And that's just because of low limitations of society, what they tell you, what is right and what is wrong. Honestly, And then I have a son that I think only girls are hormone. Boys are just as sensitive and hormonal and go through their stages and, want to find their own space and their own identity, and they go through their moods and things like that. But when you realize it's nothing personal because they're just figuring out. And this is what I said this morning, I don't want to enable my son, of doing anything that he's choosing or what he wants and how he wants it. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously respect. That's in general, because that's what I wanted to give him, understanding to respect everybody, right? It's very important. And to treat everyone with kindness. This is very important. That's the only two things I ask him, or three things, and honesty, having integrity. Just be honest. But the thing where I'm so grateful for that, because I'm just grateful because, yeah, it's a very open and yeah, it's just it's very refreshing. Yeah. And yeah, yeah. Because he's a strong boy. He's a healthy boy in a sense. So, he's 14, he's healthy, thank God. And but like I said, like it's, there's times where it's emotional and shares a tear or something. And I say, hey, it's okay.
It's okay to cry.
It's okay to cry, man. And yeah, just to have that open communication that he can come to me and talk to me about anything or everything. And he does. And he really does. And it's nothing like, it's just when it's time to talk, he talks. And I know when it's time to talk, that's the windows open. I listen, But yeah, just to give him that assurance that he's loved. And I'm affectionate. I am affectionate person. So I like hugging. I like kissing, I like, and so I come in the morning and say good morning or hug, kiss or whatever. But it's like, there's not every day that he's allowed. I get allowed that. But he does know that he says, oh, okay, bye, Mom, And it's like, yeah, it's so nice to see that you can know that you're just being who you're being with him, and that he can just take the good, from it when he wants to
Oh,
take the good.
so-
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm a hooker
Yeah, it's
too.
just
I like hooking.
what's
I hook everyone.
yeah, 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 yeah. So and then you get this beautiful sense like that you think, oh, you know, whatever, and then you come back from soccer and you'll go to the shop or something, say, Mom, do you want something to drink? Or something, you just ask me, you know. And I go, no, it's okay. I want him. You'll come back and say, oh, I just thought I'd buy you a drink, you know, like a cool drink cleaner that I like, you know. And I go, oh, okay, well, thank you. You see what I mean? It's like, oh, it's so good. It's so natural. He doesn't have to think he has to do that. You know, he just does it because that's who he is. And it's just beautiful to witness that, you know. He's hard and he's, you know,
that you
he's,
got a relationship and yeah, I'm happy you got
yeah,
that one. Nice.
yeah. And I see that with his friends and I see how good he is, you know, because there's younger
But
boys,
that's a
not younger
testament
boys.
of you. That's a testament of your mother and so yeah.
Yeah. I tell you, it's and yeah, you know, like I say, I can say this with all my sisters also, you know, I'm super impressed, you know, because they all got beautiful children, you know, and they're beautiful mothers. They're like incredible mothers, like absolutely above. Yeah, it's just amazing to witness. So it's very, very encouraging. Very, very encouraging. Yeah.
Mine's the opposite, but yeah, that's okay. I've
But
learned
it
that I
can,
can't keep also there do it themselves. Not that anyone needs fixing, but I can't do it for them. They have to do it themselves.
yeah, but
You
what
know?
I'm saying in like what my upbringing, it wasn't my mother. Yeah, it's not on the radar. You know what I'm saying? It was like not healthy at all. And I don't judge that. I'm just saying for what it is, you know, because you tried your best, you really did. And I can understand that now. But when you know that coming through that and seeing my actual sisters also, you know, thriving and being the best they can be, but then also knowing that their children are getting the benefits of it, you know, that they didn't pass it down to their children. You know what I mean? It stopped.
Yeah, I
It
think it
stopped
can
with
either
them.
go two ways. I think because I had the same upbringing as you. You can either go
Oh,
where you're like, no, I'm going to be the best mother I can, and you're going to go down that route, or you're going to follow the same patterns. It goes either way. I think.
yeah, yeah. It's just nice to see a pattern and then to break it. Because it is breakable. You can break these patterns. You don't have to continue. You know? That's the observing. That's when you observe and go, oh, I can see now. I can see. I can actually see in my mind's eye that thank you. Because unconsciously we just programmed. It's just going through automatic pilot, following, just doing it over and over and not changing. Until you get to the place you say, okay, this is so now.
That's because not everyone's willing to take accountability. You have to take
No,
accountability, and not everyone's
no.
willing to do it.
Yeah, I witnessed that. I have witnessed and I'm still witnessing that. But you know what came to me this morning? And it's really profound. I finally let that go now. It's never been our job to take responsibility for other people. It's never been our job. It's false responsibility. It's their will, it's their decision, it's their choice. If they choose it, there's nothing you're going to do about it. You waste your time and your energy and your focus on doing something that you could do productively and then sitting with somebody that's weighing you down. Oh, I've wasted too much time on that. Honestly, maybe I say time is always what it is, you know, but I got it. No, it's very freeing when you get to that place when like you had the sister talk and you can say, I'm sorry, and this is how you feel. Because yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think now I just listen with an open heart
oh, yeah,
and just don't judge and just know that she's here and just listen with an open heart and just, yeah.
and what's lovely about all this is that when one changes themselves, and this is what we spoke about yesterday, honestly, you're changing everybody around you. Unconsciously or consciously, energetically, you're changing every meditation, everything that you do that is kind to you towards yourself, everything that, in general of just you feeling good, doing well. You're doing well for others. You're doing good for others. And that is something not everybody understands. But when they tap into that, that's when the real change comes. Because it will just be, and they'll just know. You won't need to tell them. They'll be able to witness it because you're demonstrating it, because they're demonstrating they can see. And people visual, they need to see. They need to see example. They need to see the example. You can tell them, you can preach to them, you can talk to the cows come home. But till they don't see it, they're not going to. And that is also what happens. So when you have patience, when you, sit and listen to somebody complaining, for example, just in general, then later on they will come and they'll go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was complaining so much. I said, yeah, but you just needed to get that off your chest. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, get out of yourself. What are you on about? I went through this, and then you talk about yourself again, about your experience. And it's not about you, it's about them. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the whole clear communication here. And because we're always trying to change people. What are we changing them for? They're just fine, they're powerful, they're in their own creative spirit. They need to figure it out for themselves. But when you change, that's when they change. And it doesn't happen overnight. Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
Someone can't do it for them. You can show them. You can but you can't do it for them.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to do something right for a very long time, and you think, oh my God, it's just like going through the ear and to the other ear. They're not even willing. But I had a friend of mine this week. Actually, she posted something. Well, I posted something. She confirmed. And it was so profound. This is a girl that I've known. She's a friend of mine. I've known for 16 years here in Batting Park. She's one of my first closest friends in there. And what happened was I met her at the basement gym in the building. And I liked her and she liked me and we greeted. And then she's come back, and she said later on, she said, Nikki, I was actually looking for you. But it was like, And then I said, okay, so let's go for a run. I'm going for a run now today. She said, oh, can I come with you? I said, yeah, of course. So we run. And as we used to run, she said, next day, and then we came into a hall. She just loved it. And then I introduced her yoga. And oh my God, it was just like she even said, oh, Nikki, it's amazing. Because she's very active too. She likes it, but, she needed a push. But what happened in the post, I mentioned something and she said to me, Nikki, I want you to know all those runs that we did in Battery Park. She doesn't live in Battery Park anymore, right? She said, I listened. I did listen. And I almost like it dropped in my heart. Yeah, dropped in my heart. I went, oh my God, I did listen to you. And I never forgot. And I'm so grateful that I get to live it now. And that was years that I used to talk to her. Yes. And thinking that she I'd never, but I was just talking away to her. And she looked at me and she wrote down and said, oh, I did listen. And so I think that's what's so beautiful about just being in your heart and getting to listen to your observation of what you do out to somebody, that you love. Because love is the strongest emotion. And when you're in that, nothing back. And people do feel that when it's sincere. And they may can't out. And just like she said, she just know how to respond to that. But now she's ready. That's what it is. Sowing a seed. It's not for you to plant. It's for you to just plant this, to plant the seed, and let them. My son has to be in his own accountability and his own mistakes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't be fixing and protecting him. Yeah. He's got to do certain things his own way. That's life. And that's what I feel that people just need to feel, that they're going to make it, it's okay. But that's what I feel when you really have that support and encourage, that you can take a person very far, can save their lives, can really save somebody's life. Because people are in despair. They're in despair, man. And I can speak for myself. In our heads, it's just, and if you're not aware, not observing, and not understanding, it's a very, very dark place to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, just listening.
It's very dark. It can get very lonely. And so I just love when you bring observing, and what you always bring to the table. Yeah, this morning and also the other day too. It was so encouraging. I was vibing on that most of the day, and so cool.
People
Yeah,
are happy I
so
can
cool.
help in any little way that I can.
What's that?
I'm happy that I can help in any way that I can.
What's that? What's that?
I'm happy that I
yeah,
can help in any
yeah. So yes. Oh yeah. Lovely. Yeah, loved it. Yeah, yeah. And that's another thing. A lot of same thing, but come along and says it in such their own unique way, and you go, now I got it. You know what I mean? Oh, now I got that. Oh, I heard. Now I understand it. And that's yeah. Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
So I think part of
Just
it
love
is,
it. I don't know. I think
yeah, I think part of it, like, people are confused, right? We don't understand our role anymore. Like the man and the woman, they're kind of
yes.
like
Yes.
waved together. So
yeah,
if you go in like ancient time, like, like the man was the provider, the king, right? And then like the woman was the queen, the nurturer. So I build a house and she take care of it. I bring the food
yes.
and she makes a meal out of it. Right? So now it's like we're all confused, like who's taking care of the kids, like who's going to take care of the yard, who's going to take care of, like go for grocery shopping, all that stuff. It's like both are working, like it's just so confusing. And then like, and we always like, we're fighting, because we think like, well, that's not my job. And she goes, oh, well, that's not my job either. Right? So it's like, it's so confusing. And we kind of have to.
Well, that's the thing. I think,
go back to our role, right? And like establish our roles in a relationship.
I don't know, like, because personally, because I'm a gay man, and so it's me and a man, we've never really established that role. We've always taken like, you do the washing up, I'll do the washing up, it's always been like taking turns, but I think that's because it's two men, you know.
Mm.
I do things that I don't want to do. She does things that she doesn't want to do. And then we do things that we want to do. I mean,
Mm.
and it's not, yeah, I clean the toilets. Yeah. Yeah. I do the dishes.
Yeah.
I do the laundry. I do the, it's times where I do the shopping too, or pick up groceries. That's the best part. I don't shop unless I'm at a barbecue for that. But, and she does the yard work, right? She loves to make it look beautiful out here. I hate it.
I like that. Yeah.
But I go out and I pull weeds. I've learned to like to pull weeds. So 'cause she likes when I do
Yes.
that. So, but I hear that, oh, you're supposed to do this and supposed to do that. And yeah, I still have versions of it. Yeah. No, I have versions of it. It is. And it's, I think the younger generations is really the ones that are, confused with it. I think they're more like pushing back on, well, why is it that way?
Yeah.
Good question. Good question. Why? I don't know why. It doesn't seem to work anymore.
Mm.
And if it was all roses and cherries every time, I don't think we'd like that either. My pattern's to break stuff.
Mm.
Things get too good, I'll break the pattern.
Mm.
Because then I can fix it, right? Or not. So there's a fixer.
Mm.
Yeah, as far as I know, like when I sign up to be married to this woman, it wasn't written in there that I have to do, the laundry or any little task in there. So, it
That's
wasn't
what you got married for, wasn't it?
right? It wasn't established. So,
Your mom. My mom did it all.
but like in the same time, like I feel like it's more looking at like our strength and weaknesses, and then like, okay, well, you're good at this, then can you take care of this? And I'm good at this, and that's what I love to do. And then like you get to a point that nobody loves cleaning toilet or something, and then like now you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it like this time, and then you do it next time, right? Like, but it seems to be so much easier on paper than like in reality, right?
Yep.
But
It's a deal. I don't really like
Reality sets in.
yeah, but you come with a plan at least, right? Like, so okay.
Yeah, but that
Right? Like,
yeah.
shit happened, you know what I mean? But and you pick up the shit.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's my
What were you
2
gonna-
cents out of it.
Yeah. What were you going to contribute, Ian?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, with my ex, because I didn't like cooking, we just used to make a deal like you did the cooking, I did the washing up.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's a.
So I was
That's.
washer up, he was a cooker.
Yeah, that's we have that rule, and that's not a rule. It's that way too. It's if one cooks and the other will clean up, and it's a good. I mean, it's always. Yeah, and then here's the other thing that I'll acknowledge and bring into existence is that when I do it wrong, it's always pointed out, and never is it pointed out when it's done right.
Mm. You
That's
too?
what that's the one I'm practicing with now. Yeah. Grateful, right? Grateful. Well, thank you for doing that. And even though it's expected.
Yeah.
Yes, me too, Pascal.
The woman keep us on our toes, eh?
Mm. I don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always them. You're a robot sounded, Nikki.
But yeah, I think they're just wants to make us better, I guess. We're never
That's
good
right.
enough.
Well, careful,
Yeah.
careful.
If that was me, I would just turn around and say, "Oh, if you can do a better job, you show me how it's done. You keep doing it."
Yeah, I've tried that one. It doesn't quite go very well either.
Try and error, eh?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I always after the fact, and it's like, well, you were the one that made the mistake. I wouldn't make the mistake. I'd read the instructions, the directions. Well, I did. I just read the wrong one. Why would you put the whole recipe amount on it when all I need is how much I need to put in? Oh, well. Well, guys, any closing before we head out?
Oh, this has been a good one. It's always a good one. But yeah, lots to digest because it's yeah. Never forget that we're human. That's what I gotta say. Never forget that we're human, and I think this is important. And then having the humor of seeing the humorous out of everything, having a little laugh about it, because we can laugh about it too,
Yeah. I'm human, you're human. We're all in
Yeah,
this human journey together. We all have
yeah,
our past. We all have our triggers. We all have our reactions.
exactly. Yeah. And just letting go of the childishness, letting go of the childishness and just, yeah, letting go of the childishness. Be the child, be childlike, but let go of the childishness, because the more we go back into that, it's the more we bring our attention, and that's the reality of it.
I think the change for me is I don't see myself as failing anymore. I see it as feedback. So if I do something wrong, it's like, oh well, I'm learning. It's feedback. I'll do it right next time.
Oh,
Like
so
the other
good.
day, I put some toothpaste in the fridge and I just started laughing. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. It's great observation. Oh, that's so good. That's really like mature. That's really when you're grounded and know that, you're taking responsibility. Because I think when one takes responsibility, it's just everything can change instantly. It's very powerful.
Like the other day, I was cooking and I dropped the spices on the floor and I just started laughing and it was funny actually.
Yeah, I hear that. So good. Yeah, that's my takeaway. Good job.
Yeah. It's like it happened.
Yeah, you see it as feedback, not failure.
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, before we go, I don't know, maybe some of you know her, but my friend Sandy she's one of the magnetic mind coach, like the
Mhm.
like in that community. So she might join us maybe tomorrow or
Oh,
Friday.
nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So I talk about this group in one of her session, and then like I don't know, she reached out, and then she was like, yeah, I'm kind of taking a break for the summer, because she was having a session in on Sunday, but now I think she
Mhm.
moved it like Thursday or whatever. But and then she was inquiring about this group, so I said like, would you like to join? And she was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to be there every single time, but she's got to work or whatnot. But yeah, she'll try to make some time for it.
Cool.
Awesome.
So I think she'll be a great addition. So
Mhm. Love it. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, I'm
guys.
kind of very selective with people. I
Mhm.
want to bring in
Mhm.
this group. So
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
so,
Mhm. Awesome.
and I'd like your feedback. When you meet her or whatever.
Yes.
I'd like to. So
Yeah, I think it's be awesome.
Yeah, it's like that. There's a growth component that's coming. Yeah, it's like and that's feedback. That's a learning part of it. I mean,
Yeah.
if we're to help and get it out and improve lives and help people gather, break through, and scatter, there's a the structure will change.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, she's just really knowledgeable with this work. So she's been practicing that a lot, and trauma, all that stuff. So I think she'll bring a lot. No expectation though.
No. Just hold the structure that's there. And today was like noticing a lot of work around being in the moment, aware of what the triggers, aware we're being charged, and pulling that in, observing it, not judging it, not beating ourselves up with it, but just allowing it, taking that pause. What do I want? And so like that becomes the truth. It's like the truth is whatever we're triggered with is that truth in the moment. It's not the absolute truth, but it's just the truth of that moment. And that becomes the space. That becomes a space. And then, like you said, you brought in for me, Pascal, the location. It's like, oh, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? And in that, Ian, is the context, right? The difference, the contrast, which is in the feedback.
Yeah.
And that leads to the step into expansion. So then we're able to expand when we're able to see that, allow space for it, create space, and then there's the expansion. So great call.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, guys, have a wonderful day.
You too.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Okay.
Bye
Thank
all.
you.